for the wins. Came in and drop on the 10. Now I had to tighten the plan. I got it right in the end. Now we on 10, 10, 10.
Today, from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, it's Week 16 of the NFL on EA Sports.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
This carries into the end zone. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They're led out by a man raised in Alabama, went to Florida State. It's their quarterback, Jameis Winston.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeing touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
From the shotgun, it's Winston.
He'll get this complete to Charlie Warner.
Winston's pass.
4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
Working out of the gun, Winston. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
7-yard line.
Winston. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Sheldon Rankins in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. After the sack on first down, Winston. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
Winston's
that catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Winston. And Winston lost the football.
Russell Wilson sacked.
Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit. For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10, right at the 30.
From the gun, he'll set up to throw.
Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a...
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, 61 yards. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain him.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25.
So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And partner, let me make a quick pivot here. Season winding down. They're number 32 in offense this year. The last in the league. Where do they go?
Anywhere and everywhere, but they have to do it with a plan. And I think about Atlanta a bunch of years ago. They decided they wanted to get what they thought was going to be a franchise quarterback, and indeed he is, Matt Ryan. But they had to supplement it. They went free agency, got a running back, came back and traded back into the first round in the same draft to get a left tackle to protect him. Really supplemented that pick, complemented that pick, and went to the playoffs the very next year.
Well, maybe they can use that and carbon copy it. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. The numbers for him from a week ago: 5 catches, 68 yards.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Jameis again. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Well, they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
He's got his man on the crossing route. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the Seahawks 39-yard line.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Falcons 3.
2nd and 12, operating from the 39.
Now Gurley. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 16 yards, a 1st down.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Jameis now on 1st down.
And he'll get this to Antonio Gibson, complete.
Great move, but still wrangled before reaching the 20. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 on the Seahawks 21.
Now it's Gurley. And shutting him off, now open field. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tom Gurley, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons have retaken the lead. Solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment that allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Now following the touchdown, Richter to kick off.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Seahawks take over first.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 55 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use momentum to launch another one.
That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
2nd and 1.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
Wilson's pass.
This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a 1st and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now 1st and goal, expect them to tackle right here on this play.
Wilson will throw again. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Again, Wilson. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
So that one a disaster. A big loss there with 2nd down coming up. To throw again is Wilson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks have once again taken the lead. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
Yeah, the man out of the backfield gets in for the score.
He takes this near the 25, just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
26-yard line.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of 2 play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything's working pretty well. For the defensive guy,
what's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make a big play and disrupt them.
It's complete out on the right side. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 32-yard line.
Now they'll toss to Gurley left. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. but he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Pulled in at the 24. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. DK Metcalf in the Seattle offense about set to take over once again. He's up over 100 yards, has the touchdown. He's a big-time receiver in this league, so the question becomes, how do you limit him going forward?
Well, you know the guys trying to cover him, they haven't had a whole lot of success thus far, and while they will still accept the challenge, maybe you have to change your focus. You have to get after the quarterback a little bit, disrupt his timing. Because right now it feels like pitch and catch. Make sure he's not able to have clear sight lines to him, and maybe that'll slow him down.
And this is not the guy you want to let play pitch and catch. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Metcalf once again the target, and it's 3rd down.
Third down.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Gary and Conley. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson rolling to his right. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now Wilson on 1st down. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
So out come the Falcons. Now, and what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time, do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
The open man here, Renfro. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Throwing on 2nd and long. Winston.
He's going to drop this one down to Gibson.
And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. From the gun, Winston. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jackson. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper.
That's caught inside the 20. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Tyler Bass for the extra point.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway.
This taken in about 4 yards deep.
Here's Russell Wilson and the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense... He's got a man, complete. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
Tyler Bass for the extra point.
And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
field. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
You're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
On 1st and 10, Winston. And Winston lost the football.
Russell Wilson sacked. A fumble on the play.
Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
The throw over the middle, take it in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a first down.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory.
Across midfield to the 40.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Back to the ground, this time with Gurley. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Jameis to throw it. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 12 yards there and a first down.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
And 8.
On 3rd down, Winston. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
DK Metcalf of the Seattle offense about set to take over once again.
A monster game so far, 3rd quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers,
Absolutely.
though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way, and he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Metcalf once again the target, but it's going to be second down.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Second and 10 now, Wilson. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle.
Wilson's pass complete.
DK Metcalf. 46 yards. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Gibson. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Gurley. And Gurley, he fumbled it. Gurley fumbles the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Now it's Kamara in the passing game. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf there to make the grab. And the fumble recovery leads to 6 points for the Seahawks. Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
That catch good for only a couple.
To number 88. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. To throw, Winston. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And now running right through him. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
From the red zone now, Winston. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
To try again after the sack. Winston under pressure again, and down he goes again.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
Winston's pass.
Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
For the field goal, a 47-yard attempt.
And the 13-year man puts it through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
49.
On the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
DK Metcalf for the Seattle offense about set to take over once again.
He's been a load for them to handle defensively, I know that much.
But look at him. He's got 7 catches on the game, and he's starting to shred them a little bit because not only is he catching them, he's picking up good yardage, keeping the chains moving, ball control, you name it. This big guy, what did you say? He's been a load for them to handle?
That's right.
Agreed.
7 catches, as you said, over 100 yards. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards past. He's got it at the 15. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. It's a big play there for Seattle. 43 yards.
No let up in this passing game. They've been.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Marcus Peters came screaming in on the corner blitz.
5 yards. It's second down.
Oh, Wilson going to throw. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This will make it into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
First down, Winston. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Sheldon Rankins racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
At the 18-yard line.
A big help lead.